All right, my dear friends. Good morning. Good morning, dear friends. Good morning, dear masters. Welcome to day 6 of our 11-day Breath by Breath Breath Mindfulness course being presented by Pyramid Valley International. Seemed like we just started the other day and we are already beyond midway through the course. That's what happens. And I hope all of you, including me, all of us have been learning something new every day. And it's all about breath. We're not covering anything beyond breath, though there may be a lot of topics. And it's all a practice-driven course. We want you to practice. It's about practice, not about theory and lecture. Whatever sessions we are covering, I primarily wanted to be as brief as possible for people to give that additional motivation or inspiration for people to answer questions around why should I continue a practice of meditation? Why should I? What is the benefit in me, right? So we will do a bit longer meditation today like yesterday. But before that, for some of the beginners, some of you who had questions about whether breathfulness will solve this, will it help me in this problem? Will it help me clear past traumas? Will it help me in this physical illness, right? So just think about meditation as a way of training your mind. That is all. Just like we go into a physical training, we go into yogasana classes or walking, right? Just meditation is just another way of training your mind, which I said is very essential for us in these days, in this age of too many distractions. And like any training, sport, music, or learning a language, it takes time and we need to continue put in effort. But one guarantee, because it's a 2,500-year-old practice, there is nothing, there are no hacks here, right? So there are no, nothing we are trying out something new, there's nothing like that. So it's a 2,500-year-old practice. Nothing to worry. You continue, keep meditating, you will definitely experience results. I'm sure a lot of people attending these sessions, who've been attending these sessions earlier, who have been through a meditation practice earlier, will attest to it. And we've seen millions of people, there are thousands of books out there talking about the research and benefits of meditation. And you don't lose anything, right? It's not like you build a business, you train 6 months for a sport, and then you didn't get anything. You are doing 11-day, and maybe you'll continue doing a 40-day, and then you will reap the benefits of meditation sooner or later. So there's nothing to worry whether it solve this problem or that problem. It is up to you to go through it and solve it. That is why we have 11-day program, we have a 21-day program, we have 40 days program, right? So there are different sessions that you can join in and experience meditation, experience group meditation, and practice it. So, but the three most important principles of mindfulness meditation, any mindfulness meditation, this time we're using breath mindfulness, right? Number one, as I keep mentioning, it's about relaxing and letting go. Do not focus, do not worry about whether this will solve this problem, that problem, right? Oh, I've already meditated 6 days, nothing happened. So don't hold on to anything, relax and let go. Do not control your breath. Do not try to force anything. And number two, engage deeply with your experience, right? It's your breath. As we've been speaking about how many things happen while you breathe. Yesterday, we learned the practice of connecting. Just keep connecting. So wonderful. There is a gap in between. You're feeling your sensations here. You're feeling your sensations here. Oh, yesterday, 2 days ago, I didn't feel any sensations at my nose. Now I'm feeling, wow, wonderful. And like yesterday, a lot of you said, you're progressing, right? So earlier, there were too many thoughts. Now slowly thoughts come down. Again, as I said, it's not sequential. You have to continue the practice. One day you are getting into thought-free meditation doesn't mean that you conquered mindfulness or meditation. So you'll have to continue the practice every day. And then be curious, what is going to happen? What is happening? Right? Seeing each breath as new. That's what Buddha says. Right? Within your breath, you can see impermanence. Every breath varies. As I said, your inhale, exhale vary. Right? The length of your inhale, exhale vary. The nostril through which you breathe in and breathe out varies. Everything varies. Okay, what is happening? Sometimes you feel sensation here, sometimes you feel sensation. It's all about the breath. Right? And Buddha says these are the three principles that you're practicing during this 1 hour is what you need in life as well. You have to keep relaxing, letting go, do not hold on to anything, right? Do not hold on to your ideas, do not hold on to opinions, do not hold on, get attached, it says. Attachment, craving, right? And engage deeply with every experience, mindfulness. I'm eating, I'm engaging deeply, mindful eating. I'm walking, I'm engaging deeply, mindful walking. And yesterday, I'm sure some of you have done the activity. You're engaging deeply with your experience. And as you do that, every experience is curiosity. I mean, every experience is fresh. So your lunch, eating your lunch or eating your dinner is going to be different from eating your lunch. It's that experience is different. Mindful walking yesterday and mindful walking today, there will be a fresher experience. So these are the three principles we are practicing during this 1 hour. Those are the three principles that we need to apply during the rest of the day as well. So we will now dive into the our usual process of meditation. And if you have any questions on any specific areas, I will love to take it right now. Like we discussed today, some of you who missed yesterday, probably being a Sunday. So yesterday we spoke about the second step of our observation, which is following your breath. So how many of you were able to follow your breath during the second step? People who have attended yesterday, very good. So you can type in the chat window if you couldn't follow or if you did follow. So following the breath is a question already. It's connecting same as following. So following your breath is following your entire cycle of your breathing, right? From the time your breath enters your nostril, goes through your windpipe, goes through your lungs. Because of that, there is an expansion in your belly, right? And then the time doesn't take, though I'm explaining it so much, the time still remains the same between your in-breath and your out-breath, right? So all that happens. So you can just feel your breath here and immediately feel your breath at the abdomen. So that is what is following, right? Connecting is basically connecting the inhale, exhale, inhale. You don't really follow the breath at a specific point, right? Connecting is more to do with your focusing. I'm focusing here. I'm trying to find out the start of inhale, end of inhale, start of exhale, end of exhale, and then you keep connecting. All right. So yes, so some of you are saying that was able to follow, but felt meditation was not deep as felt when focusing on nostrils. Yeah, focusing on nostrils develop the skill of attention, right? And we said mindfulness is three things, right? Attention, awareness, and non-judgment or acceptance, right? So the first step allows you to develop that skill of attention, continuous attention on your breath. And then now the second step is awareness. You're becoming aware. You're becoming aware of the breath cycle. The next step of flowing, you become aware of the breath sensation throughout your body. We'll get there. But the second step, you're expanding your awareness. You need to be aware of the sensations due to your breath. And again, as I said, sensations due to your breathing, not any other sensations. No itching. So do not focus on that. They are like any other distractions like thoughts. If they bother you, just go there and then come back to it. All right. So let's dive into today's meditation process. So we will do very similar to yesterday. 10 minutes of equal breathing, or 8 to 10 minutes of equal breathing to center ourselves, and then 15 minutes of focusing and 15 minutes of following your breath. And then we will exit with a gratitude. All right. So we'll play some music. Do not get distracted by the music or the volume of the music or the type of music. All you need to be is with your breath for the next 45 minutes. All right. Wonderful, my dear friends. Let's get into the posture, dive into another session of breathfulness. Please remove your spectacles. Clasp your fingers, cross your feet. You know the posture. Keep your back straight, neck straight, head straight. Please switch on your videos so that I can guide or instruct accordingly. Slowly bring your attention to your nose and start equal breathing. Equal, long, easy in breath and out breath. Breathe things as you center yourself. Observe the movements in your abdomen. Count your in breath and out breath and be conscious of the length of your breath. Just a centering exercise relaxes your body and mind. Be conscious of your length of your in breath and out breath. Be conscious of your counting. Be conscious of the abdominal movements. Easy, long, smooth. Inhale and exhale. Be aware of your right breathing, which is abdominal breathing. Just 5 more minutes of equal breathing. No holding your breath. Be conscious of the length of your inhale and exhale. Be conscious of your counting to 3 or 4. Be conscious of the movements in your abdomen. All this will help you in your following your breath later. Now, my dear friends, let's get into step 1 of our observation of your breath. Please drop your counting. Return to observing your normal, natural breathing. Focus your awareness and attention only at your nose, and be the gatekeeper at the entrance to your nose, watching every in-breath and every out-breath. Again, if you have a different anchor point you're comfortable with, you can choose that. Just observe your inhale and exhale at your nose region. Be with your breath at your nose, my dear friends. Avoid any and all distractions. Now you know the techniques of getting away from mind wandering. Please apply whatever you feel fit. Otherwise, the goal of this step is to develop continuous attention on your breath. Do not strain yourself. Relaxed, watching of your body breathing through your nose and out. All work, all thoughts can wait for the next 45 minutes. It's you, your body, your mind, and your breath. The only place you're aware of is your nose. Feel all sensations inside your nose, on your nose, at the entrance to your nose. Feel your every inhale and exhale at your nose. For those of you who are unable to feel the sensations at your nose, you can choose a different anchor point like your belly and closely observe the movements as you inhale and exhale. Observe how effortlessly, how smoothly your inhale and exhale happens naturally. Feel the rhythm. Notice the natural efficiency, the way your body is breathing. Do not entertain any thoughts and distractions, my dear friends. As they come in, observe, let them go, and return your attention to your breath. Five more minutes of focusing. Undistracted attention or concentration is a prerequisite for everything that we do. This step is allowing us to relearn that skill. Please keep your neck and head straight. Be conscious of your position. Feel the joy and calmness from your focus and concentration. No thinking, no analysis. Wonderful, my dear friends. Now, let's move into the next step of observing our breath. Expand your awareness from just your nose or your anchor point to follow the entire breath cycle. Observe all the movements and sensations due to your breathing. As your breath enters your nose, travels through your lungs, and causes sensations and movements, in your stomach, your chest region, or your throat region. Be aware of all those as you breathe in and breathe out. Experience your beautiful whole breath. No analysis, no engaging with thoughts. Just observe and feel the beautiful way, smooth, calm, and easy breathing happens. Do not force anything, do not alter anything. Just observe the movements and sensations due to your breathing. Just follow your every breath. The only areas you should be aware of are your nose, your throat region, your chest region, and your stomach region. Nothing else. Wonderful, my dear friends. Continue to observe your beautiful breath. Excellent. Keep your body, neck, and head straight. Be conscious of your breathing. Follow your breath. Your breath is your guru. Being with your breath is teaching you the power of concentration, the skill of awareness or mindfulness, and the skill of non-judgment or acceptance. Be with your breath, my dear friends. 10 more minutes of following your beautiful breath. Continue to just observe your breath. No analysis, no judgment. Be open to the sensations and movements in your nose, in your throat region, in your chest region, and your abdomen region. That is all. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to think. Follow the path of your beautiful breath. Excellent, my dear friends. Continue to be with your breath. Just 5 more minutes of observing how your breath travels from your nose to your lungs and out. Feel the joy of the smooth, easy, relaxed breathing. Last 3 minutes. Excellent, my dear friends. With the relaxed body, calmer mind, and the joyful feeling, now let's express gratitude for all that. Move your attention to your heart region and bring up a feeling of gratitude. Express thank you to all the moments of the last 45 minutes. Recall your experience and express thank you to your breath, your body, and yourself. Next, recall 3 things, people, or situations from the last 24 hours. Bring each one of them into your mind and express thank you in your mind to that person, thing, or situation that made you happy or that made you feel grateful. Whatever we are grateful for grows. That is the law of abundance. Lastly, express gratitude to all your family members, all the people, your friends and colleagues whom you live with or work with. We learn something or the other from each one of us around us. Express gratitude to each one of them that help make your life livable and lovable. With that, my dear friends, we will emerge out of our breathfulness practice for today. Become aware of your body, become aware of the room or place you are in. Slowly bring your attention to your fingers. Unclasp your fingers and place your palms on your eyes for a few seconds and open your eyes slowly. Wonderful. So I hope all of you have been discovering the joy, the peace, the calmness, the relaxation that just being conscious of your breath is bringing you. We are not talking about any deep spiritual concepts or metaphysical concepts here. We are not practicing anything that we do not know or out of our reach, right? So all we are doing is understanding about our breath, becoming more aware of our breath, and being with our breath. Just by being conscious of our breathing, all the rest happens. So we will dive into what happens as we are conscious of your breathing, to the energy flows in our body. There's a science behind it in a minute. Before that, just a quick poll on how many of you were able to do the mindful activity exercise yesterday. What did you do? You feel a difference in the activity that you probably have been doing several times before? Or was yesterday a Sunday for the mindful activity as well? Okay, well, cooking, I was mindful, felt happy. Mindful eating, very good. Very good. Mindful teaching to my son, obviously. That's another big activity when you spend time with your kids or parents. Mindful walking, wonderful. So we'll get to the questions in 10 minutes. So wonderful. So you can do any of the mindful activities. Did anyone try mindful gardening? Watering the plants, removing the weeds. I made lunch for my son. Very good. Excellent. That is how we are supposed to do every activity, my dear friends. And this is the practice that we are following. And before talking about tomorrow, today's exercise, I just want to share an experience from my own benefit of meditation. So as some of you know, I've been in a long corporate career working at a large IT company called Cognizant till recently. And I started off my journey as a software engineer 30 plus years ago. And I worked in India and then I moved to the US. I was working at Microsoft. So during the early days before meditation, every time I get into a meeting, every time I need to speak to someone, there used to be a lot of chatter in my mind. Am I going to speak right? What will other people think about my speaking? Every time I meet someone, there is always this chatter in my mind. I should be speaking right, otherwise other people will judge me differently, right? And then I was always waiting for what is the question that the other person is going to ask, build up an answer in my mind, and then tell that, right? So I was not fully focused on the question. I was not fully focused on the situation. I was always thinking, what is the next? What is next? What is next? And then all my staff meetings used to be like a big thing to be done with. I used to write a few points and get into the meeting, waiting for my turn. And anytime someone asked me a question outside of what I had prepared, it was always a difficult task. But then fast forward to post my meditation after a few years, the meetings and the conversations did not bother me, right? So when I was talking to someone, the chatter in my mind completely silenced. There was nothing happening in my mind. So I was completely spontaneous. And that is when any question that you expect, the answer used to be very spontaneous. It was absolutely relevant to that particular question, unlike the earlier times, right? So that calmness, that peacefulness in the mind, the silencing of the chatter allowed me to completely listen to the question, and it brought the right answer to that question. All right. So mindful conversations, mindful speaking was what was happening. So that is the exercise for today. Mindful speaking. It's a bit difficult compared to mindful eating or mindful walking or mindful activity. When you speak to anyone today, right, be it your kid, be it your parent, be it your spouse, be it your colleague. Today is Monday, so all of you have calls. You can practice it on a con call or a phone call or in-person meeting. You observe how you are thinking. Okay, what is the next going to be happening? When is this guy going to leave me? When is the meeting going to finish? I have other tasks coming. So try to observe the thoughts. What are the thoughts coming in, right? And then let go. Just complete focus, attention on the conversation, awareness of what your mind or what your body is telling you, non-judgment of any other thoughts or any other feelings. This is also called deep listening, right? You listen without the noise in your head and things change. Eckhart Tolle in his book, The New Earth, he talks about a situation where he listens to someone with some deep emotional trauma, deep emotional problem. All he says is, I was listening to that with complete full presence. I did not utter a word, but I was absorbing everything that other person was talking. And he was saying at the end of the 15 or 20-minute conversation, the other lady who came up with some problems had an invariable shift in her consciousness. She herself realized, oh, I was thinking wrong, or that was my mistake, right? So that shift in consciousness, that healing happens spontaneously. You will find it. We don't give the right amount of time to the people around us, listening to them. We are caught up in our own mind. So, my dear friends, today's exercise is mindful conversation or mindful speaking or mindful listening. Please try that out and observe or get the observation of the other person, or even feel how relaxed or how spontaneous you are being. You might be giving some miraculous answers, miraculous tips, miraculous guidance to the other person, which you don't even know where that came from. All right. So with that, let's dive into today's topic, today's next wonder of. So got it here. The next wonder of breathfulness. How our breath regulates our prana or energy flow. So all of us know our yogic system has this thing called panchakoshas, right? Each one of us are 5-layered in our personality, or the 5 dimensions to our personality. As you can see, we are the physical body. We spoke about the physical body yesterday and then a couple of days ago. We are the DNA, cells, tissues, nerves. So whatever you see, when you go to a hospital, they are dealing with this called Annamaya Kosha, which is fed on food or Anna. And the second layer of our personality is our energetic field, which we're going to talk about today. It's also aura, it's also the nadis and chakra system. Some of you may be aware. Alternate forms of medicines like Ayurveda, homeopathy, Reiki, a lot of things deal with that element of our personality. So that works on prana, the breath that we are practicing right now. The third dimension or third layer of our personality is called the Manomaya Kosha, the mental body. The first one is the physical body, second one is the energetic or the emotional body, and the third one is the mental body, which is fed by our emotions, our thoughts, our feelings, our likes, dislikes. So it's our mind system, as we call it. And the fourth layer is what we call as Vijnanamaya Kosha. It's the wisdom sheath, or wisdom layer. Wisdom is any knowledge that you experienced, as well as higher wisdom in terms of intuition, your inner consciousness, inner intelligence, right? So that's what we call it is Vishesh Jnana. That's why it's Vijnanamaya Kosha. And the last layer, or the innermost layer, is your bliss body, the Anandamaya Kosha. As the yogic system says, we are all that Satchit Ananda, ever blissful body. Unfortunately, all these other sheets, the moment we don't manage the other sheets, we are not able to go deep into our bliss. In meditation, we are trying to get beyond all the mind layer, primarily our mind, right? To go deep into that bliss body. So moving on, we spoke about the physical body, right? We spoke about the sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, or brain yesterday. And today we want to cover quickly on the energy system or our pranamaya kosha. The three main components to our energy system. One is the prana, the life force, the consciousness that is aligned to our breathing. And there are like 72,000 nadis or energy channels flowing throughout our body. And the intersection of few of these nadis is what is the chakras or the energy centers. And some of you may know, according to quantum physics and scientific research, 99 in our bodies, everything is energy. 99% is energy and 1% matter. We'll talk about it later. In fact, before modern science understood how our nervous system worked, our yogis, our ancient yogis knew about this energy flows. And they were all concerned only with prana and this energy system, the nadis and the chakras, right? So there are 72,000 nadis in the body, of which only 3 are the primary ones. 3 play an important role. The Ida, as you see in the picture, that starts in the left side of the body, passes through our left nostril, and it runs our parasympathetic nervous system. Then there is the Pingala Nadi, which passes through our, starts in our right side of our body, passes through our right nostril, and runs the sympathetic nervous system. And the Sushupna, which is a straight line that you see in the picture, the central channel that runs along the spinal cord and runs the central nervous system. So there is an instant relationship with your nadi system and your nervous system, right? And then what controls both, we learned how breath conditions your nervous system. Similarly, prana conditions our energy system. And yesterday we learned about the brain. So even here, Ida impacts the right hemisphere of the brain. The Pingala impacts the left hemisphere of the brain. So between them, between these 3 nadis and the rest of the nadis, they impact, we learned about it, our fight or flight or stress response functions, the rest and relax functions, which is our relaxation response, our logical thinking abilities, and our creativity and intuition. Pretty much all our functioning is run by these nadis. And the points where these 3 nadis intersect, as you see in this picture, are the points called energy reservoirs or the chakras. There are 7 major chakras, all of you know, starting from Muladhara, which is the root chakra, the Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, which is your heart chakra, Vishuddhi, which is your throat chakra, the brow chakra, and then the crown chakra just above our head. If energy flows freely and continuously through the centers, it means that one has a healthy body and a mind. On the other hand, if there are blockages, if the energy doesn't flow freely, then there are blockages. So that result in both your emotional issues as well as in physical issues. Why is that? And each chakra is associated with a certain, you can, I know it's probably small to watch here, but you can go and research on the web. There are a lot of pictures on this thing. That each chakra is associated with a specific set of emotions and mental state. And each chakra also corresponds to the functions of a specific set of organs, as you see here. Right? So for example, each of these chakras are mapped to different organs or different parts of our endocrine system. The pineal gland, the pituitary gland, if you look at it, that is where the Ajna chakra is focused on. Your thyroid gland is your expression, right? Vishuddhi chakra. And then your thymus gland relates to your Anahata chakra. And then your adrenaline gland, your pancreas, your ovaries, testes. So all these are part of your endocrine system. They are mapped to each of our chakras. And as I said, each of our chakras are also mapped to the emotions, right? The feelings. So we're getting to a point where our emotions, our thoughts and emotions influence the energy flows in those chakras, which influence your organs and your physical body. What a fantastic relationship, right? Between our mind, our thoughts, our emotions, our energy system, energy flows, and our physical body. So that's why they say it's our attitude, it's our thoughts, right? That create, that influence the DNA in our body. There's tremendous amount of science in a field called epigenetics. It's not your genes that matter. The genes regulate or do not regulate depending on the environment it survives in. And the environment it survives in is the thoughts and feelings that we give it. And as you know, each of the chakra is mapped to a different set of emotions. If you look at the lower chakras operate at lower frequencies, the higher chakras operate at higher frequencies, as you see here. And that is why people say, gratitude, love, compassion, they're all higher frequencies. You'll feel a sense of relaxation. Whereas whenever you feel a sense of lack, pain, constraint, fear, anger, all those are part of the lower chakras. Right? So, and if you see our body moving to quantum science or neuroscience, our body is also is a field. It has a lot of it is nothing but a photoelectromagnetic field. Your brain cells fire neurons, they emit electrical signals, right? Your cells in the rest of the body have a sense of magnetism. Your feelings, they say thoughts are electric and feelings are magnetic. They say whatever you feel is what you attract, right? And then every cell emits a sense of light. That's what maps to your aura. So light, electricity, magnetism create energy fields. And there is a larger field of influence. That's a cosmic energy that we talk about. And every cell receives signals from the cosmos, from your thoughts, from your mind, right? And we also know we are new every day. Every day, out of the 37 trillion cells in our body, 810,000 cells being replaced every second. And our body produces trillion blood cells every day. The lifetime of your heart, lifetime of your important organs, lifetime of your cells keep changing. You are not the same body you are at 30 years compared to when you are like 20 years, right? So a lot of things have changed. Your learning has impacted your brain. Your heart regenerates 3 times in a lifetime. There are tons of neurons in your brain, right? And the brain replaces 1 neuron a second. So huge amount of change. That's what Buddha calls your body is itself not permanent. Your breath doesn't stay constant, right? So now, how does meditation help or play a role in all this? We learned being conscious of our breathing puts our body into our parasympathetic nervous system that heals. We also learned yesterday, as you are with your breath, as you go into deeper states of meditation, there are changes to your brain that happens. Right? Similarly, meditation on the breath balances the movements of energy through the 3 important nadis and clears the energy blocks through the chakras. As we continue to be with the breath, and any energy blocks at the different chakras gets cleared and prana starts moving freely across the nadis and the spine. And the movement of or the circulation of energy through the nadis is what we feel as sensations. That is why when I keep saying we focus sensations of the breath, sensations of the breath, it's not the physical movement. Over time, when we move to the next stage or next step of our observation practice, you'll start feeling tingling sensation. You'll start feeling pain. You'll start feeling itching sensation across your body. Some of you may be feeling even now. That is because energy is flowing fast. When energy flows, there is a movement. There is some perception of the movement, depending on our awareness. So continuous and deep meditation practice regulates the energy flows. And that's what they say, right? As your energy flows increase, your energy starts regulating to your third eye. You start feeling a lot more intuitive. Your body heals. All the benefits of meditation happen. And every chakra, again, as I said, is related to emotions. Right? So our emotions and thoughts influence the flow of energy, and the flow of energy influence our physical body. And as we say, the energy flows where attention goes. Right? So you're focusing your attention on your breath, you're focusing your attention on the sensations, you're able to feel a lot more sensations. Similarly, translating it to emotional, if you are always focusing on lack, that is where energy flows. If you're always focusing on gratitude, thank you for everything, that is what we talk about, you always keep getting more of that. We'll talk more about gratitude later. right? So my dear friends, we live in a universe completely operated by the forces of energy. We have energy in our body, and we also talk about cosmic energy in the universe. Everything in energy is everything in the universe is some kind of an energy. And we all know how the universe or the universe responds. There is something called resonance. Full moon, new moon, we see how the tide changes, right? There are different energy fields. Different places have different kind of energies. Different structures emanate different energies. And that is where we say on full moon days are very conducive for meditation. In fact, in Pyramid Valley, we do special meditation sessions on full moon days. And the pyramid structures also allow the unconstricted flow of energy, cosmic energy, right? So when we are aligned with the forces of energy outside, then we are in alignment with nature. What prevents the alignment? It is our mind, it's the noise in our mind. And that is what we are trying to silence by being conscious of our breath, by being in the present moment, by being mindful. So being with our breath brings our nadis, chakras, and energy system into harmony, brings our body, our health and well-being into harmony, brings our mind into harmony of what we are supposed to do. That's what spontaneity comes in. All right. So that's the third wonder of what happens when we are with our breath, when we are mindful of our breathing, right? The first wonder was heals our body. The second wonder was it calms our mind, gets our brain working a lot more efficient, lot more better. And the third key learning from our breath, just by being with your breath, your energy system cleanses. You're getting more aligned with who you are, what you are. Ultimately, we are all energy beings, right? So there's nothing metaphysical here, nothing. So everything is logical, right? All we are doing is just studying or observing our breath and learning from it. So with that, let's move on to Q&A for today. Any questions on the practice? Any doubts on how to address any distractions? We've covered most of the solutions that we talked about. And any other questions on general mindfulness, we'll be glad to take. Please type in your questions on the chat window. I'll also help you unmute if you have a question or a sharing to do. Yes, all recordings are available on the Pyramid Valley YouTube channel. We usually post Kamal, who's from the team of Pyramid Valley, does a fantastic job. He downloads this recording and quickly uploads it on YouTube and shares it in the WhatsApp group. There's a question on the chat window. It says, can you explain how connecting is different from observation? Yeah, so when we observe, connecting is kind of a subset of observation. So when you observe your breath, you can observe your breath anyway. You can observe just your sensations. You don't even need to feel the inhales and exhales, right? You just any sensation that are happening here. You can observe your sensation here. You can observe your sensation here. Connecting your breath is just one form of focused or deep observation. You're deeply focused on the different points of your breath. Start of your inhale, end of your inhale, start of your exhale, and end of your exhale. That is what. It's just a way for engaging your mind deeply to avoid distractions. Just like the way we had, we start counting, right? So that is what it is. And okay, following the breath is happening. So what is today's homework? I don't know, where did all the mindfulness go after the mindfulness meditation? So today's homework is mindful speaking, mindful listening, or mindful conversations. All right, so we had a few questions. Rajendran sir, I think you had your hand raised. So can you unmute and ask your question? Yes, sir.
I have a lot of trembling in my hand. I do 4 hours of meditation. I'm a bit worried about this. So what should I do for this? Taking tablets is not a...
So is it happening because of, it has been happening recently because of meditation, or it's been happening?
No, it has been happening even before that. If I go out and even hold a glass or something, it trembles in front of everybody, and signature is not coming properly. It's there for the last 2 years. It is slowly going further.
Yes, sir. I don't have a very specific answer because I know it's probably more a physiological condition. I'm sure you've been taking care of it. But one thing I can suggest is, as you anytime instead of we talk about consciousness, right? We were talking about focusing on your breath. Anytime you feel that trembling, just treat it more consciously, treat it more lovingly, right? And do not worry about it. Just give it all the conscious, loving energy that you can, and become more aware of it. I'm sure. I mean, it's a physiological process. Maybe there are some energy blockages that related to address it, but do not worry too much about it. But just give it your conscious attention and awareness, and then continue the practice of breathfulness, being conscious of it. Hopefully, it will solve.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So we have Padma, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
When I came to Pyramid Valley for that retreat, actually, I was not able to sit in meditation for even half an hour at a stretch. But now I am able to sit for even 1 hour, 1.5 hours or more. So what happens is just before going to bed, if I meditate for 1 hour or 1.5 hours, after that, I'm not getting sleep at all.
Okay. So what do you want to do? I mean, try one day, do not doing that 1.5 hour meditation before going to sleep. Maybe reduce the time you want to do.
I'll try to prepone it for 2 hours and then try.
Yes. So because, meditation obviously makes you a lot more relaxed and alert.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it gives you all the deep rest. So if you have something else to do, you can do. But you can try adjusting the timing, or try not doing the meditation so late. You can try doing it during the afternoon or evening.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
That was my question.
Thank you. Yes, Ashok, sir.
Namaste, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, I have 2 questions. One is on practice and the other is on the concepts. Regarding these steps, first step we do equal breathing for correcting our breathing pattern. And then we focus on our nostrils or any other anchor point so that we improve our attention or awareness. And third is following the breath, that is expanding the this thing, attention or concentration. So in the first step, I am actually inhaling through nostrils and exhaling through mouth. I feel more relaxed. In the second case, to anchor the nose, if I inhale from the mouth, from the nose and exhale from the nose, I feel slightly suffocation, or I feel probably I am not exhaling fully if I exhale from the nostril also. And third, I am following the breath. I am inhaling from the nose and then again returning back to mouth, exhaling from the mouth. I feel relaxed. So the second step, I think maybe I will not get suffocated with practice, or because otherwise, if I do exhale from mouth in second step also, I feel I am not anchoring at the nose. Then
Yes,
thoughts
sir.
start coming. Yes, sir. So I want clarity
Sir,
on this so that I am doing the right practice, sir.
yes. So quick correction. There is no exhaling from the mouth when we start doing the observation of our breath. right? So the
Yeah.
first step, as you said, it's for centering, it's for relaxation. That's called an
Yes.
instant relaxation technique. So basically, because we come, sit from after a lot of other things and sit in meditation, we are just getting our body to be centered. So that one is equal breathing. If you are feeling comfortable doing it through your mouth, you can do it. That's a different kind of meditative, different kind of breathing exercise, but it is equal breathing. But all the breathfulness practice we're talking about is only through the mouth, only through the nose, nothing through the mouth. So you breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. That is the right way of breathing, right? So there are some pranayama exercises, as I said, deep breathing, exhale to the mouth. That is different. That's only for the exercise part of it. But throughout the day, we should be just breathing through the nose and breathing out through the nose. You're focusing at the nose, step 1, the step 2, following the breath. Everything is only through breathing through the nose, not through the mouth.
And third step also, following the breath also through nose only. I mean, exhaling
Yes,
through.
everything, all breathing through the nose is the right way to breathe. So that's what we are practicing.
So never through mouth.
Never
in
through
all the
mouth.
system.
All the
So
things, never
maybe
through
with practice, I will be more comfortable, maybe.
Yes, yes.
So, sir, thank you very much, sir, for this. And the second thing is, sir, if I correlate the PPTs, I mean, the slides on chakras and on brain waves, I do find that in case of brain waves, when the frequency gets lower, I mean, from beta to delta or theta, we are feeling more calm. That is the expression. But in case of chakras, the lower chakras, we are showing that the brain waves frequency is less. I mean, and the higher chakras, the brain wave frequency is higher. I mean, so I'm slightly confused how it is correlated, because the system works on one principle only, I feel that, whether it is brain or whether it is chakras. So how come in case of brain waves, we are showing that we get calmer, we get in trance, or when we shift our thoughts from beta or high beta to delta or to theta or to gamma. But in case of chakras, the lower chakras actually are more related to body level, and the higher chakras are more related to consciousness level, the higher level. So, but the pattern is other way around. So I am slightly confused.
Yes, good question. Good question, good confusion.
Good
So
confusion also, sir.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
so I agree. So it's see, when we talk about the frequency of the brain waves, we're talking about the how many thoughts per second that you're having, right? If you're having 60 to 80 thoughts per second, that is your beta. If you're having just 2 thoughts per second, that is the hertz of your brain. It's a brain function. So that is the frequency in which your brain operates. Whereas when you saw the picture today, it is basically the emotions, and the emotions are nothing but energy in motion, right? So if you're having an emotion of anger or lack, that energy, the frequency of that particular emotion happens at a lower frequency, right? The amplitude is a lot more. So that is what we are saying. Most of those low frequency emotions impact our lower chakras. All right. So when the correlation, and then same thing, your emotion of gratitude, love, compassion, all that are of higher frequency. So that's what affects our higher chakras. That is the correlation there. Now you can't correlate it directly to brain waves and this one, because when your brain waves are slower, then you are not having any kind of thoughts or emotions, right? So that means your frequency of your your higher emotions are very fast, high frequency, right? So that is when you don't observe any of those. In that empty states of mind, you don't even have a positive or a negative emotion. Nothing like a positive or negative, right? So in those, if you look at the other correlation there, when your brain frequency gets lower, it releases those chemicals that are good for your body, right? And translating it to the yogic science or the science of nadis, it allows energy movements freely across your body, which again impacts your body. So all this is related, right? You feel very good. And sometimes some of you have complained about chest pain in the initial stages of meditation, or some shoulder pain. That is because The energy is blocked there. Typically, we do a massage or something to release the energy. Ayurveda focuses on that, right? And then here, just by breathing, we kind of make sure the energy gets the energy flow improves. So there's no direct correlation between that is high, low, and high, low here are different. So brain waves are more related to the thoughts per second coming down. And as you do that, there are different chemicals that get released in your body, which releases the blockages. But today's chart is basically about the frequency of every energy, every emotion, right? The emotions of anger, hatred, grief, shame, guilt, resentment, all that are at a lower frequency compared to our higher frequency emotions of love, compassion.
Thank you, sir. It has definitely given me some insight to further look into this issue.
Wonderful.
And sir, as I was telling that in the second step, when I was trying to exhale through the nose, I felt some strain in my forehead, sir. So that is why I asked that question. Probably it will go away with practice, I think so.
Yes, it will go away with practice. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So I hope we don't have any questions on the Zoom. I'm just okay. So I just want to kind of highlight one danger of structure as well, right? So this whole process, the step by step of focusing your breath and following your breath and all these things, all the techniques are tools for you to help your continuous focus on your breath. That is all. Do not get confused by the different concepts. The ultimate goal for us is to just observe a normal, natural breath. It's as simple as that. Some of us have a complicated shell towards that simple thing, right? Like me. Now, to break that complicated shell, we are going layer by layer, removing all those layers of complexity and ignorance, right? So I see a question here, are all these same? Focusing on the breath, awareness of breath, conscious of breath, flow of breath, observing the breath, following the breath. I feel like I'm breathing consciously during the whole process. This is correct. That is what is needed. Being conscious of your breath is what is needed. We're just going our step. Focusing on the breath is being conscious of your breath here. Being aware of your breath is being conscious of all the things that happen to your breath. That is all. So do not get confused. So that's all there it is. All right. So with that, my dear friends, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your sharing. And thanks for your participation in this 11-day course. I hope it is helping. The only goal for me, as well as the entire team at Pyramid Valley and all the masters here, is for sharing that wisdom of just being with your breath to relieve your stress and help you in your transformation to a healthier and happier life. I hope all this has been helping, and thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. IST for another wonderful session of breathfulness and some more learnings from what the breath teaches us. Thank you and have a nice day.